In this video we are going to get the U-Bolt Smart Deadbolt installed and working with SmartThings and voice control with Alexa. Coming up next. Hi, I'm Justin from Simply Smart, where we make smart home technology as easy as 1, 2, 3. So if you're interested in smart home technology, consider subscribing for more content like this. Also, in the video description and on my shirt, I have the 3 steps to building the ultimate smart home. You definitely want to check those out to get started right and for less. And in this video, what we're going to do is we're going to replace our basic deadbolt with a smart deadbolt, and we're going to get that set up with SmartThings and control it using Alexa. This is everything that comes in the box. So this would be the inside unit here, where you would manually lock and unlock it, and also the batteries go in here. They came with some batteries. This is the exterior unit with the key and keypad. Mounting bracket. You definitely do want to get this. This is the Wi-Fi bridge, which will allow it to be smart with SmartThings and Alexa. And of course we have some screws, more screws, and some keys, and the door hardware as well. And of course we also have the instructions. So of course the next step is to just uninstall your existing deadbolt, and I'm going to do that real quick. Okay, so we have our old deadbolt uninstalled already, and the next thing we're going to do is install the U-Bolt lock. I'm not going to show you the actual installation, but I will leave a link to a video on how to do that. And we have our U-Bolt installed now. I did run into 2 problems. One was where the deadbolt retracts into the frame over here was too shallow, and I just had to take a drill and drill that a little bit deeper. And the other thing is when you are handing the lock, which is basically letting the lock know which side of the door that it's on, you need to be sure that the door is open so you can access both sides of the door. When I first did it, I had the door shut, and I couldn't get to the keypad to do the second step to get it handed over properly. So now what we're going to do is go ahead and jump into the app and see what we can do in there. Okay, and the app that you need to download is the UTech app. So just open that up, and if you don't have an account already, you're going to have to create an account. So just click on create account. I already have an account, so I'm just going to go ahead and log in. Alright, now once you get your account set up or log in, then you're going to get to the setup option. So what you're going to want to do is just find the device that you just installed. So mine is the U-Bolt, so we're going to tap on that. And you have to be sure that your Bluetooth is on your phone. So our Bluetooth is on. And just scan. And looks like it found it already. So that was easy. So if we tap on that, alright, and here you would set up your admin code. So let's just do 1111. Next. I'll change this later. And it says take a picture. So I guess we'll take a picture of it. And we're going to name this and click OK. Alright, now it's found our lock. Now I did have a little bit of trouble with that as well. So if you do have your Bluetooth on, what I recommend is turning your Bluetooth off and then turning it back on again, because if another device has connected to your Bluetooth already, it may interfere with the process of the lock. So now we're just going to choose our lock direction. So ours is going to be going this way. So we choose the one on the left here and click done. And now we can see that we have our kitchen lock set up, and now we can just tap on that connecting to the lock, and it does say that the lock is open, which is correct. You can tap on that and you can see it has just locked. It's going to tell you the time that it has locked, and you can tap on it to unlock it as well. And it looks like we have a firmware update, so we can update that. Now this lock is Bluetooth, so how it's connecting to your phone and communicating is through Bluetooth. The next thing we're going to do is go ahead and get our Wi-Fi bridge set up, and that will allow us to control it when we're not connected to the lock. So anywhere in the world that has internet will be able to connect into the Wi-Fi bridge and then communicate with the lock. And it looks like our update is complete, so we're going to hit done there. Always important to have the latest firmware. So now what we're going to do is at the very bottom here in the settings, we're going to pair a bridge. And this is where it's going to allow us to connect to SmartThings and Alexa. Alright, so we are over in the kitchen now, and what we're going to do is just go ahead and plug in our bridge. You can see it's got a red light first, then an orange light, and then we just want to tap Add Bridge. And you can see the bridge is connecting, and it's already came up with the letter and number sequence there, so we can go ahead and tap on that. There you go. Now our network is here, and we just got to put in the password. I mean, this is right next to the lock. I'm pretty sure it's close enough. We're just going to hit next there. Let's see if this will work. So right now our light is orange, and we have to wait for that to be green before we can actually control the lock remotely. Now on the app it does say it's been successful, so we're going to go ahead and tap done there. And now we have our green light on our bridge. So we know that it is connected to the lock, and we will be able to control it outside of our home. Okay, now that we have our Wi-Fi bridge installed, we can connect the lock to SmartThings and then control it with our voice through Alexa. So the first thing we need to do is we need to go into our SmartThings app, and we need to create a virtual device. So when the virtual device is triggered, it will trigger the lock. So the first thing you need to do is go to Automation, go all the way to the bottom, and if you don't have the virtual device creator here, just click Add a Smart App, go all the way to the bottom, click the More, go all the way to the bottom, and then go to Virtual Device Creator. And in here what you're going to do is you're going to choose the type. So we're just going to choose a switch, which is on or off. In our case with the lock, it would be locked or unlocked. And just name it whatever you want it to be. In our case it's going to be kitchen lock. And click the save button. And when you go over to the My Home tab and go down your list, we can see that we have kitchen lock, and if we go on to that, it's basically on or off. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up when the switch is off, the door is unlocked. When the switch is on, the door is locked. And how we're going to do that connection is through IFTTT, if this then that. So what we need to do is go into that app, which is here, and then you want to click on the Get More and create an applet by hitting the black plus sign. Once you get in here, you're going to say if this, and we're going to type in SmartThings and say when something is switched on, and we're going to choose our kitchen lock here and create the trigger. Then we're going to look up our lock, Ultraloq, and when it's switched on, we're going to lock something. So we're going to tap that, and we're going to choose our kitchen lock here. And we're going to create an action. Alright. And then click receive notifications when this connection is active and click finish. Alright. And now you would do the exact same thing for when the kitchen lock is switched off. We would have the kitchen lock unlock. The virtual one is off. This will be unlocked. And now all you need to do is discover devices with Alexa. Now that you have the IFTTT integration set up, and once she discovers the kitchen lock, then she will be able to voice control that. Now to make the Alexa integration a little bit easier, what we need to do is go into the Alexa app and go to the three little bars at the top and click on routines. Now I've already created these routines, but I'm going to show you exactly how they are set up. And these are the two routines that I set up. So basically the Alexa unlock kitchen lock, essentially one action, which is take the kitchen lock and turn it off. Now the kitchen lock is the virtual device that we created in SmartThings, and Alexa can control that virtual device. That virtual device is then sending a command up to IFTTT and then down to the lock, making the lock unlock. The lock, kitchen lock, we are going to turn on that virtual kitchen lock, which will lock this lock. So now we can test that out, and we can say, Alexa, unlock kitchen lock. And it will take a little bit of a delay to get to the lock because it has to go through the whole thing to get back there. So there you go, it's unlocked, and you can see in our SmartThings app that it is unlocked as well. Now I could lock it right from my SmartThings app just by tapping on the turn on switch, and it will eventually lock this lock. And there you go. It does take a little bit of time just because of the path that it needs to take to get from SmartThings to the IFTTT cloud and then back down to the lock, but it will work. Now that is basically how you get the lock working with SmartThings and Alexa. And the next thing we're going to do is just show you how the code is entered and what all the options are in the app. Alright, so this is what the lock looks from the outside installed, and you can see it's very narrow. It's about the width of a finger here, and it looks super clean, very nice looking. One of the things that's hard for me, this is on my left hand side here, so I would have to type in the numbers left-handed because it's going to be kind of hard to reach around and type them in. And another thing I don't really like is that this sticks out, so it's a little bit hard to get to the numbers the way it is. If it was on the right hand side, I think it would be a lot easier. But now what I can do is show you how exactly to open the lock. So remember, we had the code of 1111, and then you just hit the bottom button at the bottom. And you can see this lights up green. And now if you hit the, say, 2222 and hit the lock button, it's going to light up red at the bottom saying that's not a valid code. Now the other thing you can do is, say your code is 1111, you can type in whatever numbers you want as long as those four numbers are in a line together. So say if I did this, I just did da 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 da, and it unlocks. Very fast, it unlocks really fast, but that's a pretty cool feature. So let's actually open up the app. Okay, so in the app you can see that the door is open, and you can also see that this is blue here. This is blue because I have the Bluetooth set up. When I approach the door, I can unlock the door without even taking the phone out of my pocket. I just have to hit this button here and it would unlock. Now in the app you can also manage users. So if you go into the users section, let's go ahead and hit the plus sign at the top, and you can choose a user type. So 3 different user types. You have temporary users, normal users, and admin users. It kind of explains all of the differences of each user. Let's just choose a normal user. You can put in a name and hit the next button, and then you can put in a code and you click add code, and then you can also send them an invitation to download the app, but we don't need to do any of that, so we're going to go ahead and click skip on that. And you can see that we have set up our normal user and success. So click done, and it's going to show up in the list. Now say if you wanted to delete that user, just tap on it, click the delete, and that user is now gone. You also have a history of all of the locks and unlocks and who locked it if it was not a manual lock. And you can also go into a calendar view and see, hey, I want to see what happened on the 5th. And we didn't have the lock installed on that day, but it would show you everything that happened on that day, just in case you needed to check into something. Now in the settings, you can choose a photo and rename your lock if you needed to. It's got all the serial numbers and all that. It has your battery levels. You can set up smart notifications. So let's go ahead and do one of those real quick. So if the door is locked or unlocked by a specific user, I'm going to choose myself, and then you could schedule times. So if you wanted to know all the time, we're just going to hit anytime and click done, and then hit create, and then that has been created. And now you see that you have the smart notification here as well. So we can go back. Here you could change the direction of the lock if you failed to do that correctly in the setup steps. Auto lock, you can enable that, and you can say I want it to lock 5 minutes after it was unlocked, or you can go all the way down to 10 seconds. And you have auto unlock as well. So I have the auto unlock enabled, and what you do is you just set up your location. You can change some settings in here, auto unlock attempt, and it will send you some notifications. So that's pretty cool. And basically the firmware, just make sure that your firmware is up to date, and the advanced is only if you want to delete or start over with your lock, and we've already paired the bridge earlier. So that is pretty much all the settings of the lock. As you can see, the app is very intuitive. It's very easy to manage the lock, add users, track what's going on. The only drawback of this lock that I really don't like is it does not have Zigbee or Z-Wave built into it, so you cannot connect it to your SmartThings hub directly. You have to use the Wi-Fi bridge, and then you have to connect it through if this then that, which is always a delay. But you still can use it with SmartThings and Alexa. It's just not as user-friendly as it could be. The other thing I would say is that here I would prefer that all of the numbers be flush with the front, because it's kind of hard to get your finger around there. But the buttons do feel really durable. They really feel good when you touch them. Also, this is very heavy duty and very small compared to most locks. So that's a great benefit as well. I mean, the build quality is just really great. The app integration is really great. The only thing that's really missing is that direct communication to SmartThings, which I really wish it had. I would say I would definitely buy this lock again if I was managing a single property that did not have a smart home technology. It's awesome to use just by itself. So say if you had like an Airbnb or a vacation rental, this is perfect for that, because you can, delete codes, add codes, make them temporary. All of that technology is perfectly working in this, which a lot of my locks that do connect through Zigbee and Z-Wave kind of are missing that good functionality there. The only other thing I would change is on the inside, and I'll show you that. So on the inside, what I really don't like is that this face plate is black, and also this is black here. So if I'm across the room and I go to look and see if the lock is open or closed, I cannot tell if it's in the locked position or the unlocked position because it's all the same color. What I would say is what they should do is that maybe make this silver to match the edge here. And then you would easily be able to tell if it was open or closed from across the room. Other than that, I mean, it's a really great lock. It's very, very durable. And I would recommend this for anyone that is getting started with smart technology. Maybe not if you have a SmartThings hub, because it is a little bit tricky to get it connected. But for the price, it is a very great product. And I'm going to leave all the links in the video description, and I also have a discount code in there as well. So if you have any questions or need any help getting this installed or set up with SmartThings and Alexa, just leave a comment. I hope you found that video helpful. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.